Are you tired of hitting roadblocks in your dating life? Join me for a free masterclass on Wednesday, January 10th at 6 p.m. Pacific time, where I'll be revealing the 3 nice guy dating patterns that turn women off and what you should be doing instead. Unlock the secrets to creating genuine attraction. Click the link in the description to sign up now. So what do you do when your wife of many, many years says that you've been working too much, and as a result, she's lost interest in you, she's lost interest in sex, and she's thinking about wanting to have sex with other men? It's a lot to deal with, and that's the situation that the guy today is going through that we're going to answer. Hi, my name is HarryWilmington. I'm a dating coach for men, and I want to make sure that this guy gets the information he needs, because I'm sure a lot of coaches would say, oh my God, it's over, divorce her, dump her, but there's a lot going on here that I want to break down to maybe give this guy some hope and a plan of action. And by the way, if you need help with your scenario, you can write to me at HarryWilmington@gmail.com. You can also go to the website introvertdatingsuccess.com and sign up for one-on-one coaching. All right, so let's go ahead and get into his message. I'll break it down bit by bit, and then we'll give him some insights. So he says, I have an 11-year marriage relationship, and we both love each other so much. But for the last 4 months, I was busy in work, and I didn't give my wife enough interest and time. Now she says that she is hurt and lost sexual interest in me and is fantasizing hooking up with other men. She says she wants to leave because she respects and loves me and does not want to cheat on me, and hooking up with me is not desired anymore. What can I do to have her back and enjoy hooking up with me again? I'm 51 and she is 43 years old. Please help me. So obviously, you know, for those of you guys that watch this channel, I typically deal with guys that are in dating relationships, and I'm usually of the thought that, like, if this stuff starts to die down a bit, if you're not able to fix it, then it's better to get out now, learn your lesson, and then be able to learn for the next woman that comes along. But obviously, it's going to be different when you're in a long-term relationship. I don't know if this guy has kids or not, but like clearly being with somebody for 11 years, there is history there is family there, and so it's not so easy to just say, well, she's not hooking up with you, so completely break it off, right? So, but I want to start with, like, what are the things that he's doing that are contributing to this? Now, I myself, I get it. I'm a guy that likes to work. When I'm not filming this show, guys, I am working on advertising it. I'm putting together new programs for you guys, both like show programs and eBooks and video courses and dealing with one-on-one coach clients. And so it's very, very easy when you're in that headspace to get caught up in work and become a workaholic. And honestly, part of the reason that we do that is because we get fulfillment in our job. Like, as much as, you know, I teach you guys about relationships, I also understand that going through the practice of having to get good at relationships can be a very hard row. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes energy, and sometimes the results don't come right away. But when you work at a job or doing something that's going to allow you to get some kind of tangible result of success, then it's very easy to want to focus on that because you know that there are rewards coming. If you work these X amount of hours, there's more money that results, there's more accolades that results. And so it's very easy to get addicted to wanting to work. And in the process, we start to put to the wayside our relationships. And so that is a thing that, as a person that's been working a lot, you have to really work on, okay? Because here's the thing, as great as all this working and stuff is, it also then takes away time from your significant other, or in this case, your spouse, right? So in essence, your work and your job become your mistress, because that is now the thing that is pulling your attention, pulling your focus. All the things you will be doing for your wife in terms of, you know, being there for her more and being sweet to her and taking her out on dates and stuff like that, that's all being sacrificed to spend time with your mistress, i.e. your job. And I got news for you. At the end of the day, you can't go home to your job, and the more you give to your job, all that results is more work. It doesn't build up love, affection, attention, none of that stuff. And you might be saying in your head, but I'm doing it for us. I'm doing it for her. I have found, this is where I think the lie of today, where men have been made to believe that women only want guys that make 6 figures and make a lot of money. That we bought into that lie and thought, okay, so that means I gotta work a lot more. And yet I've seen so many 6-figure guys, 7-figure guys, shoot, we've seen in the news like dudes that have like hundreds of millions or billions of dollars lose their women. So, and these are women that like have it all. They have all the money coming in. Their husband's making a good living, and you would think they would be happy with that. But there's a sacrifice that comes with that. And it's not to say that it's a bad thing to, at times, work a little harder when there's like a goal in sight, but you have to also understand that that's not the only thing that matters. And especially in a relationship, yes, a woman is probably going to want you to be able to work to support, but also she wants support at home. She wants time with you. She wants emotional support. She wants to have experiences with you. And if you're constantly sacrificing work time and not giving her those experiences, then that's going to start to make a woman start to lose interest. He says they love each other very much, been together for 11 years, but it's these last 4 months. So what that tells me, for one, is that he's been so focused on work that he probably hasn't been doing the things he needs to do in maintenance mode to keep her interest up. Things like going on dates, things like possibly talking to her sweetly, or like giving her more lovemaking time. Like if those things are things that you're taking away, then she's going to start to build resentment because she wants those things from you, but it's looking like that you don't want those things from her, which then leads to the second part, which is when she said she wants to leave because she respects and loves me and does not want to cheat on me, and sex with me is not desired anymore. So what she's actually really saying, because here's the thing, right? It's very easy as guys to get caught up in the literal language. So the literal things that she's saying is, she lost sexual interest. She's fantasizing about other men. She wants to leave. So when you hear the literal language, it's very easy for guys to be like, oh my God, like this thing's over with. She totally wants to go. Or she said she's fantasizing about other guys. So she's already got another guy in place ready to hook up with instead of me. But women are trying to speak to you in a way that gives you an idea of how she's feeling, right? So what she's actually trying to convey is that she feels unheard. She feels unwanted, she feels alone, and she probably feels like she's a burden to you because you're choosing work over her, which means that I imagine that prior to these heavy statements, in the last 4 months, there were probably times when she came to this guy and were like, hey, come home early tonight, or hey, I want to do a date night. And he was probably like, gotta work. Oh, well, we can just chill at home. We need to go on dates because I got to go back to work and blah, blah, blah. And so if you found yourself, guy, watching this, pushing those suggestions of hers or those things that she was complaining about to the wayside, then this is where the buildup comes to where she's like, well, now I don't feel anything. It's over. No sex, other guys, all these things. But you got to look at how are you responding to her in the moments where she was trying to preemptively prevent this from happening, because that's what she was doing probably. And you were still continuing to work, right? So how do you combat this? How do you solve this to where you can ideally build up her interest again, to where she wants to hook up with you, she wants to stay with you, and she's not feeling that you're choosing work over her? I will give you a few steps that you can do. Again, I don't believe in this whole it's over, just straight up divorce her, because I know that divorce can be a long process. I've seen my friends go through it. It can be 2, 3, 5 years, splitting assets, not to mention all the hurt feelings and stuff that come out of like that. Like, it can be a lot, right? And so I'm all for trying to save this before it gets bad. The one thing I will say is this. A lot of other people would say, oh, go to couples counseling. I would say don't do that. Like, you don't have to follow my suggestion. I'm just a guy on the internet, but I, in my personal life, have seen couples that are in dire straits go to couples counseling. And what happens more often than not is either A, the counselor will take the woman's side and then she'll leave you anyway, or the counselor will start calling out things that the woman did, and then she'll get mad and not want to go to counseling anymore, and then you're stuck going by yourself, and then it still ends. So, and ultimately, I don't think that that's the best pathway. I'm sure somebody will come out here and say, Harry, how could you say people shouldn't go to counseling and therapy, blah, 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 blah. I'm saying when your marriage is in dire straits, having a counselor there that's going to take sides is not the best of interest. Now, some of you may have a different experience than that. So I would say if you have a different experience, leave in the comments why you think couples therapy is so great. I personally say it is a wash, don't do it. But with that said, here's the thing, right? It's not that it's super simple to figure this out, but here's the thing. She feels unheard. She feels that you don't want to spend time with her, and she feels as though you're choosing work over her. So fix those things, right? So for one, recognize this. Here's the flaw of what workaholics think, right? They think that they got to constantly be on the clock, and they're working. And the more they work, it'll get them towards their goals faster, right? But there have been studies done that show that, let's say, for example, I have like 12 hours of time, right? So I can work for 12 hours straight. Inevitably, during the course of that time, I'm going to probably watch some videos on YouTube. I'm going to get lazy and walk around a bit, talk to other people. I'm going to go get some lunch and then probably stay in the kitchen a little bit too long. Like, I'm going to be doing all these meandering things because I just have so much time. And then I say, oh, I'm spending all that time for working. But if I'm honest with myself, of those 12 hours, I'm probably spending a respectable 5 or 6 hours doing something that's going to be going towards me working towards whatever goal I have, right? So really look at what are you actually doing during these long work hours? Because I can assure you, if you do an assessment of every single minute and hour that you're spending at work, you will start to see where there are cracks in what you believe as a workaholic. Like, you're thinking, I gotta work nonstop all this time, and yet, if you're honest with yourself, you're able to see that you're not spending exactly all of that time. Now, what's also been shown in these studies is that if you choose a shorter, finite amount of time and say, okay, for these next 4 hours, I'm gonna go hard and then be done, what happens is now your brain says, oh crap, I gotta get all this stuff done in 4 hours, and then you actually work better. Like I found, for example, for me personally, I work more diligently on things when there's a close deadline than when I have all the time. Like, I used to work at this news organization and they'd be like, hey, Harry, we need this video done. And sometimes they'd be like, we need the video done in like a week and a half. I'd be like, oh, I got all the time in the world. And I would wait until like the night before to start on it. Whereas if they said, hey, Harry, we have this video, we need it done like a day and a half, I'd actually get the video done earlier because I'd be like, oh crap, I don't have a lot of time. Let me just get to it as fast as possible. And in both cases, the job was equally great. But that showed that I did not need all the time I thought I needed in order to work to get the product and stuff done. So you will probably find that whatever, I don't know what your job is. It could be like a 9-to-5 job. It could be like you're working a mechanic. I don't know. But you can probably look at your schedule and look at how you actually work and realize, oh crap, I could actually like cut some of this time. Now, if it's an hourly where you're getting paid by the hour, I see why you're working longer hours because you're trying to get that extra pay, but you may want to consider getting a different kind of job or trying to figure out how you can just work those hours. And then that goes to the second part, which is when you get home, you leave work at work. And I imagine if you're working a lot that you're probably going home, talking about work still, thinking about work still, trying to get a jump on the next day of work still. And so none of this to her is quality time. Like, you're in the same house, you're talking to each other, but all your stuff is still work focused instead of relationship focused, instead of talking about things that she cares about, instead of trying to, get her out for a good time. And so at that point, yeah, she'd be in her right to complain about your working nonstop, because if she's knowing that you work for a long time and then you come home and you're still talking about work and thinking about work, then that's not fair to her and your guys' time together, okay? So that's a little bit to help you with that part, right? Then here's what you need to do also, right? Because I know right now you're thinking, man, like we haven't hooked up and she says she doesn't want to do it anymore. Again, she's saying that because what she's saying is she doesn't feel wanted, she doesn't feel heard, and you're choosing work over her. She does not feel like you are making her a priority, and to her credit, you are not. So in lieu of that, you need to actually figure this out. Here, come with me real quick. Here's what you're gonna do, right? You're gonna go to the store, you're gonna get a calendar. Now this is a dry erase board that I made the calendar on, but go to the store and get like a calendar of some kind, right? And then on there, you're gonna put a schedule for when you and her are gonna spend one-on-one time together. Yes, we're gonna take this back to the basics. You're gonna take this back to when you were dating her, right? And so I always advise guys when they first start dating a woman to take her out no more than once a week, but and then over time she'll start to build up, right? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna get a calendar, you're gonna fill it out, and then you're gonna say to her, hey babe, you know what? We haven't spent a lot of time together, so I probably have been laxing on the dating phase of things, so I wanna start taking you out. So I wanna plan out a time once a week, me and you, we can go to dinner, we can go bowling, we can go golfing, but we're gonna put on the calendar at least 4 days out this month where we can just spend time together as a couple and get back to us, And here's the important thing though, right? Is you're gonna do this and you're gonna do this for a whole month. And during this entire month, you are not gonna pressure her for sex. Very, very important, okay? This is about you guys reconnecting and her feeling like you want her, like you did back in the day, where you want her for her, you want to connect with her, you want to hear about her day and about the intellectual things she has going on in her head and the things that she's exciting about her life, but you're using this to connect. So you get the calendar, you fill out, we're going to go out on next Thursday. We're going to go out to get some food at your favorite restaurant. This next Wednesday over here, we're gonna go out to do some putt-putt golfing. Like, you're gonna fill this out, right? That's the thing that I find is gonna be really, really helpful to you, because it's gonna show her that you're actually prioritizing her. So much so, in fact, that you're actually putting her on your calendar. What you're not gonna do, you're not gonna write your work stuff on this calendar. This calendar is all about her and you spending time with her and scheduling that time to make sure that it happens. Now, also important during this time, dude, you need to get back to the fun, jovial guy that you were. I'm assuming you were some level of fun and jovial and happy to be around when she first met you on these dates. So that means you're going out, you're not talking about serious stuff. You're not talking about like, oh, our relationship got into a turmoil, and oh my God, I work too much and I wish you could have sex. No. Leave all that stuff off the table. She wants to get back to the fun guy that she first started dating a long time ago, that she became attracted to. You're gonna have fun conversations on dates. You're gonna go home and you're gonna like pat her on the butt and give her a goodnight kiss and say, I had a great time. And you're gonna leave it at that. You are not gonna bring up hooking up with her at all for the next 30 days. Because what we want her to see is that you really do understand that you are prioritizing work over her. We want her to start feeling like you are legitimately focusing on her because you like her, not just because of the sex part. And what I have found in my personal life is that when you reboot like this, when you start back at square one, start back in the dating phase where you are just dating her, you're taking her out, showing a good time, and then when you're around the house together, you're giving her little glances here and there, you're walking up to her and just, giving her a quick hug or a quick peck on the cheek. You're doing these little individual intimate touches here and there, but you're not trying to lead it to the bedroom. She will start to feel that you really get her, that you really love who she is, and that ideally will cause her to be the one to come to you one day and be like, hey, let's take this to the bedroom, or hey, I want to really get frisky tonight, or whatever, right? Like, we need to give her time to get back to that place to where she's coming to you. Because as I always say, if she's chasing you, she can't be replacing you. So we need her basically chasing you down for sex. And in order for that to happen, you can't be the one to push it. Now, this may be hard on you. You may be thinking, but she's my wife. I don't know if I can wait that long. Dude, you're gonna not have a wife if you don't. So I would say that it's better to go a month. It may take 2 months at most, right? But 2 months versus an 11-year marriage, and versus you being able to keep this going longer for another 11, 22, 33 years, it's worth sacrificing the next 30 to 60 days to just showing her attention, lessening your work schedule, or finding ways in your work schedule where you can cut out to where you can spend more time with her, and do that program. And when you do that, see what results you get. If you find in 30 to 60 days that you've been a little bit more, trying to see her more and trying to get rid of work a lot more, and it's still not working, then you can reassess where you're at. And that can be a different conversation about where you're gonna go next or what you're going to do. But I truly believe it is worth you realizing that you've put her in a place of hurt. Like, she loves you immensely. She wouldn't be so hurt right now if it weren't for the fact that she loves you so much that it's hurting her that you don't wanna spend time with her. So, here's the thing, right? When you start trying to present this stuff, you may get some pushback. Like, you may be trying to do date night. She's like, oh, I bet you're just trying to do this because you have sex with me, or I don't really feel thing, blah, 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 blah. And you just be like, look, babe, all I want to do is just take you out for a nice time because I think you deserve it and I think our relationship deserves it. So let's go have a good time. Hey, you know what? No pressure. I'm not trying to take you on a date to hook up with you. I just want to make sure that you know that I care for you. So hey, let's go out to dinner, babe. On my treat. It's on me. My job is paying for it. LOL, but you, and also remember this too, is that ultimately is the guy, you're the one that's going to determine the energy of what's going on. So if she's coming to you and saying, you hurt my feelings and oh my God, we don't do anything, but this is that. If you're trying to match that energy by going in with the same energy, then this now becomes a sad situation. Versus you go home one day, hey babe, you know what? I've been thinking we just need to go have a fun date now. Let's go out. You get on your best dress, babe, and I'm gonna take you out. I'm not gonna tell you where we're going. I'm just gonna take you out to a really nice place so you get ready. Just that alone, women are always excited about, oh my God, my guy wants to take me somewhere and I don't know where he wants to take me, but this is a surprise, it's so amazing. So start doing more of that. And just again, you present these as fun idea dates, you get around her more in a capacity where you're jovial and you're joking, because I get it. You're 51, you're thinking there's no hope for this thing, and so it's very easy to walk into the situation thinking, there's no hope, I'm already defeated. No, you are not yet defeated. But you got to bring the energy of a guy that is like, everything's totally fine. And if it's not fine, it's about to be fine. All right. But take the suggestions in this video. Hopefully they help you out. And for the love of God, please, please, please give me an update on your situation in about 30 to 60 days. I would love to see where you're at. Hopefully you follow some of these suggestions and they've been helpful and that you're in a better position. But again, don't go in there trying to beg her for sex. Don't go in there trying to beg her to stay with the relationship. Like, obviously, none of that's working. As guys, especially as workaholic guys, we think, oh my God, she wants to leave me. I need to do and tell her and ask her what she needs. Dude, it's very simple. Lessen work a little bit. Take her out on dates more. Don't push sex. Be intimate in your touch around her though, and start being flirty again, and then wait for her over time to build up to, like, it's a really simple system. It's the less is more. Like, less is more, but you're still doing more just by being there for her more. And yes, as things start to get better, you might be able to increase it to 2 dates a week, And don't forget also in the house, when you go home, leave work at work. When you're at home, you're focusing on your home environment, whether it's your kids, if you have kids, or you're focusing on you and her, on dinner, on, watching some programs together, on playing board games in the house. Like, just get back to you dating your wife. People need to be mindful when they get these women. As guys, we spend our early years wishing, oh my God, I wish I had a woman to treat well. And then we get them and we want to work all the time because I get it, because we want to earn money for them. But dude, don't lose your wife by catering to the work job all the time, all right? Just hopefully some of what I've said has helped you out. So for the rest of you guys, if you have a situation you're going through, you need my help, go to introvertdatingsuccess.com, sign up for one-on-one coaching in the products tab. I would love to help you with your situation. Also go there for my eBooks, audiobooks, and programs, all designed to help you date as your introverted self while still getting your precious alone time. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and hey, if what I said today has helped you, you can help out the channel by leaving a monetary donation at $HarryWilmington on Cash App or leaving a super chat. Thanks for watching. I'm Harry Wilmington, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. I'm out. Peace.
You's a bad boy, but you can't stop, won't stop. You a high-earning, high-value, high-class man. You a high-earning, high-value, high-class man. You a high-earning, high-value, high-class man. You a high-class man. You a high-class man. You a high-earning, high-value, high-class man.